game.
And today we're diving straight into one of those, something that's really reshaping how we think about privacy and, well, design too.
We're digging into customizable privacy, specifically using smart glass technology.
Hmm.
The focus is on PolyBlind, which is a system by Polytronix.
PolyBlind.
It's way beyond just pulling down a blind.
Absolutely. This is about personalized dynamic privacy. I think we're going to have some aha moments here, especially as we start unpacking them. Maybe start with the vertical line pattern.
Sounds good. The blog post points to the vertical line pattern as being really popular, and you can see why. Aesthetically, it's very sleek, very modern.
Okay.
It works by dividing the glass into these vertical sections, and the fascinating part is how it gives you privacy but doesn't just block out all the natural light. Light still comes through.
Right. I can immediately picture that in an office. Like those glass meeting rooms everyone has now. You keep that open, collaborative feel, but these vertical lines give just enough visual separation so people can actually focus.
Next one, the horizontal line pattern.
Let's do it. How does that compare?
Well, the blog describes this one as softer, more subtle in its approach to privacy.
Okay, softer. How?
So instead of those sharp vertical divisions, the privacy effect runs along horizontal lines. Functionally, light still passes through easily,
Right.
but it tends to obscure the main horizontal lines of sight.
Interesting. So where would that be most useful, do you think? The blog suggests.
It mentions larger windows, maybe storefronts, conference rooms, places like that.
Oh, I can definitely see the storefront application. You want to hint at what's inside. Create some intrigue.
Exactly. Without putting everything completely on display from the street, it's a way to manage that visual access, maybe draw people closer.
Or, yeah, in a conference room. Maybe you want to cut down on distractions from people walking past outside, but still keep the room feeling bright and airy.
Precisely. It sounds like it adds a touch of elegance, something sophisticated.
Less like a stark barrier, more like a suggestion of privacy.
That's a good way to put it. Now, shifting gears a bit, we have the square pattern.
Okay, squares. Sounds more structured.
It is. This one's quite interesting because it gives you this very balanced, almost classic look. Think evenly distributed, opaque, and clear squares.
Like a checkerboard, but switchable.
Kind of, yeah. It acts like a built-in privacy screen, but with a distinct geometric style. And what's interesting is the feeling of uniformity it brings.
Uniformity.
Yeah. The source material talks about how this pattern can create a harmonious feel in a space, which is really important if you want practicality and a structured design look.
So residential bathrooms, maybe. Or those very modern, clean-lined commercial spaces.
Exactly where it suggests it fits well.
Something completely different, I gather. The wave pattern.
Yes, this is where things get really creative, I think. We're moving away from the straight lines and grids.
That's something more organic.
Exactly. Described as fluid and dynamic. It's meant to mimic the look of natural waves.
Wow, okay. That sounds much more artistic, more expressive.
It does. The blog post highlights that it offers both privacy and style through this flowing shape.
So where do you see that fitting best? High-end retail, maybe? Spas?
Those are perfect examples mentioned in the source.
Yeah.
Artistic or contemporary spaces, luxury retail, spas, anywhere you want that touch of fluidity, that elegance.
What really stands out about this one, for me anyway, is how seamlessly it seems to blend privacy with actual artistic expression. It's not just functional. It becomes a design feature in itself that also happens to provide privacy.
Yeah, it really flips the script, doesn't it? Privacy enhancing the aesthetic rather than just being a necessary add-on.
Totally. Okay, so we have these 4 distinct patterns, but what if none of them are quite right for a specific project?
Well, that brings us to the option that really opens everything up, customizable patterns.
Okay, now this sounds interesting.
This is where the potential of PolyBlind really goes off the charts, according to the source. The key thing is you can work directly with Polytronix.
To do what? Design completely new ones?
Pretty much. The blog gives examples like maybe you combine elements from the existing patterns, or you could create something totally unique from scratch.
Wow. Okay, that really emphasizes the potential for deeply personalized privacy solution.
Absolutely. This feels like a total game changer for those really specific, bespoke interior design projects, where standard options just won't do the job aesthetically or functionally.
Definitely. It ties back to that idea that privacy needs aren't one size fits all, doesn't it?
It's the ultimate expression of that idea, really. It empowers designers, even individuals, to tailor their environment precisely to what they need and want.
Okay, what are the main takeaways here?
Well, I think we've seen this huge spectrum of possibilities, haven't we? From
Huh.
sleek, modern lines,
Right, to those organic
and
ways.
then ultimately the power to literally design your own privacy pattern.
It really drives home the point that designing with privacy doesn't have to be limiting. It can actually be a creative catalyst.
Yeah, a tool for personalization. And thinking bigger, the applications go way beyond just homes or offices, right?
Oh, for sure. Public spaces, you mentioned healthcare maybe. Anywhere you need that nuanced control over visibility and light.
That flexibility to pick just the right pattern for a very specific need, that's a huge plus.
The blog really does seem to position PolyBlind as, well, setting a new benchmark here.
Mm-hmm. Blending modern aesthetics with some pretty smart tech.
So for you listening, hopefully this deep dive has given you a solid, quick understanding of what's possible with customizable privacy like PolyBlind.
And it maybe raises an interesting question for you to mull over. How could this idea of tailored privacy patterns change how you think about designing spaces, whether personal or professional?
Yeah, it really pushes you past, definitely. And look, if this has piqued your interest and you want to know more,
The logical next step, as the source implies, might be to explore these options further. Maybe even reach out to Polytronix, learn about specific patterns, see how they could apply to something you're working on.
makes sense.
Ultimately, what we're seeing here is privacy evolving, isn't it? In design, in technology.